Hello, this is Dattaji, and I am preaching the spiritual knowledge of Sri Dattaswami. Everybody aspires the highest fruit through the easiest way. The easiest way is the path of knowledge, which does not require any sacrifice. The highest fruit is to become the very Lord right now from this moment onwards. They like the preacher to say that they should just come out of their house and receive a heap of infinite treasure lying down before the doors. Anyone will be happiest to receive the news that he has become eligible to join the post of district collector in whatever stage of his study to the I.A.S. examination he is present. The post is offered to the fresh student who just joined the I.A.S. course, and also to the student who passed the I.A.S. examination. Both are equally eligible now itself to join the same post. If the preacher says that already both have joined the post and that they have forgotten this truth, now all the effort is only to recognize that they are the district collectors. This gives the idea that there is no need of any future effort. This is the misinterpreted philosophy of monism, or Advaita of Sankara. Everybody is very much attracted to this path. The influence of this path is so much that nobody is coming out of this illusion. It is so sweet that they are unable to leave this state. The basic misconcept is to think that the self is the super self. Self is any living being in this world. Super self is the Lord. They just find one common point, which is the pure awareness, or cheat, existing in both. The Prime Minister and his peon have several common points like pure awareness, similar form of external human body, etc. Both eat and sleep similarly, both are married and both have children. Because of these common points, can you treat the Prime Minister and his peon as one and the same? Based on one common point, which is pure awareness, how can you say that self is super self? Veda says that by the order of the Lord the sun is shining. In summer, due to sunstroke, a human being is killed. Let the Advaita scholars stand against the sunstroke and order the sun not to kill him. When the disciples of Sankara thought that they are also the Lord, Sankara swallowed the molten lead and asked the disciples to do the same. Then they fell on the feet of Sankara. Then Sankara told Shiva Kevaloham, which means that only he is Shiva. The word Kevala, or only, is important here. Sankara, while taking a bath in the ocean at Puri, told, "O Lord, though the qualitative identity is in between us, the quantitative difference exists. The water is common in both the sea and the wave, like pure awareness in the soul and super soul. But the quantitative difference exists, and one should not forget that the entire wave is in the sea, but the entire sea is not in the wave." This is stated as a message for the sake of ordinary soul. These Advaita scholars filter all the differentiating points and finally get the common point filtered down into the beaker as the filtrate. The differentiating points are the residue on the filter paper, and the filtered common point is in the downward beaker. They see only the beaker but not the filter paper. Therefore, the whole spiritual path is twisted and confused almost all the human beings. Seeing this situation the same, Sankara came as Ramanuja and Madhva, and clearly differentiated the super self from the self. Some devotees have come out of this illusion, but several people are still lingering there only due to their unreasonable and unimaginable ambition for the fruit. Unless this basic concept is realized, all these stages of the spiritual effort cannot be healthy. The poison injected in the foundation has spread all over the upstairs of the construction. Your question has already assumed that self is super self. You have no doubt about that basic concept. Nobody likes to touch that basic concept. If that basic concept is analyzed, the entire castle of their ambition will collapse. They cannot tolerate to lose the highest fruit which was captured by them by the easiest way of self-realization. Now for such self-realization, you are asking whether the meditation or the study of Scripture is the path. When the goal itself is absent, what is the use of the path? It is something like asking whether one should pass 8th standard or 9th standard to become the district collector. Neither of these two standards can give you the post. By passing those two standards, one can get the post of a peon. one has to pass the I.A.S. examination, for which he is eligible after passing degree examination, which is far from both those standards. These Advaita scholars argue that the peon is the collector. They do not accept the existence of any higher post other than the peon. The reason for this basic misunderstanding is the word Brahman. As per Sanskrit grammar, this word comes from the root bruhi vrudhau, which means that the root meaning of this word is greatness. Anything that is great can be called as Brahman. The soul is the most precious and greatest item of the creation and is called as para prakriti, which means the greatest of the created items. The soul is included as a part of the creation, which is prakriti, and is called as para prakriti, as said in Gita. It is not the creator. If it is the creator, it cannot be called as prakriti. It is only the modification of food during evolution, as said in Veda. The same inert energy called as electromagnetic radiation, working through a special unknown technology, is life. The materials of the technology are known, and the working inert energy is also known. But the special technology in which it works is not known, and therefore life energy is not synthesized so far. Only God knows that technology. When sage Gautama cursed Ahalya, she became a stone. Now where is the soul and its subtle body of Ahalya? Is it not in the stone? If it is not in the stone, there is no suffering to the soul through its subtle body. When the foot of Brahma touched it, it is converted into the woman called Ahalya. This clearly shows the interconversion of life energy into inert energy, and vice versa. When Brahma stole the cows and cowboys for 1 year, Lord Krishna created the same cows and cowboys again. If the soul is eternal, it cannot be created again. This again proves that the soul is only a part of the creation and not the eternal creator. The soul is said to be eternal with reference to this temporary body. Thus, it is only relatively more permanent, as said in Gita. If one does not understand the theory of relativity, the verses in the 2nd chapter in Gita cannot be realized. The soul is greater than the great body, but the supersoul is greater than the greater soul. Therefore, the soul is not greatest. But as far as the items of prakriti or creation are concerned, the soul is the greatest, and this does not mean that the soul is the supersoul. The supersoul is beyond the creation and is not an item of the creation. Therefore, the supersoul does not come into the boundaries of creation or prakriti. In this sense, the greatest soul within the boundaries of creation is called as Brahman. The scripture Veda is also called as Brahman because it is the greatest among all the scriptures. This is stated in Gita.
दत्त भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, दत्त नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, दत्त वेद बिना सद्ग्रंथ नहीं, दत्त गीत बिना सद्बोध नहीं, दत्त रूप बिना सौंदर्य नहीं, दत्त योग बिना अद्वैत नहीं, दत्त दृष्टि बिना सत्प्रेम नहीं, दत्त सेव बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, दत्त वाक्य बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, दत्त गान बिना संगीत नहीं, दत्त संग बिना सत्संग नहीं, श्री दत्त बिना कोई अपना नहीं, गुरु दत्त बिना भगवान नहीं, प्रभु दत्त बिना परमात्मा नहीं, दत्त भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, दत्त नाम बिना